Staff travels to gather new information about walleyes and walleye fishing have taken us across North America in recent years. From the Columbia River in the northwest to Henderson Harbor and the Bay of Quinte in the east. Travel with us now to Last Mountain Lake, Saskatchewan, another of North America's greatest walleye fisheries. 50-mile-long Last Mountain lies just north of Regina and harbors lots of big pike in addition to world-class walleyes. We're fishing out of G&S Marina in the central portion of the lake. Our quest? To catch big fish, of course, and to illustrate alternative jigging tactics that might work for you.
We're starting it anyway. We're on Lost Mountain Lake fishing out of G&S Marina, the outfitters, and we got Rob Schultz and Jeff Madity. And today what we're going to do is we're going to show you a bunch of alternative jigs for walleyes. Jigs that really get overlooked a lot of times in a lot of different parts of the country. And for the most part, they've got some flashers on them, and of course there's my jig that I fish all the time with the big swim shad, but can be darn good fishing, I'll tell you that, and they're overlooked in a lot of areas of the country. Definitely. So we're started anyway. Nice fish. Good job.
Hey, thanks, Doug. Fish?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice fish there, man.
Woo! Holy!
All right.
Not
good
a
job.
yeah, solid.
Now the same confidence that you have on that Fergie Spoon, I have in these swim baits. I mean, I've caught hundreds and hundreds of nice fish on that bait. Big shad bait like that.
Well, that's a solid fish, Doug.
That's a beauty. That's a nice fish. Solid
Nice.
8.
Yeah, 8.
Solid 8 pounds. That swim shad is just produced all across the country wherever I fished it, from the Great Lakes to Quinte, and obviously now many times in Canada, and now on Last Mountain Lake. So these alternative jigs, just you know, just because somebody's not fishing something doesn't mean that it doesn't work, especially when somebody has proven that they work and are telling people so. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the owner jig head and the swim shad, the Berkeley 5-inch swim shad, because I mean, I've done 6 or 7 television programs on it before. You basically cast it far, you can search far and fast using that bait. Fish love it, they just really can't resist it. But it's these other ones that are really getting overlooked in a lot of situations in some parts of the country. Now this Fergie Spoon I don't have a lot of experience with, and I'm one of those guys who didn't fish it for a long time, but I'm absolutely convinced now. It makes noise, it's got the classic motion of the jigging spoon, up, down, wounded bait fish, down it goes, fish eats it. And coupled with noise, again, you can cast this and fish it horizontally, but for the most part it's fished vertically. These other ones, these two are from Northland, and they're actually pretty classic baits, especially the Whistler jig has been fished for many, many, many years in some parts of the country, especially the Midwest. The Thumper jig, both of them have, this one's got the little buzzer attractor propeller on it. This one's got just a little tiny blade that attracts fish. And then the other bait, this is the real bait walleye flasher. It has a bigger blade on it, a willow leaf blade, and it's got the classic keel head. And all of these 3 baits, the 2 Northland baits and this walleye flasher, are actually often best fished on, and well, we've been using the Gulp jerk shad. And it's a 5-inch bait. Simply slip it right on like that, slide her up, and that looks like a minnow. And you can cast it, you can vertically jig it, you can move it along while you're trolling. It's a great river bait, and it's also a great bait in reservoirs or natural lakes. But these are some really good alternative jigs presentations that you can use in a variety of environments, and they do produce fish. There you go. Oh yeah. Here's a big one. Was it a big one? Cool. Ooh, he is a nice one. He is.
Yeah, that's a real
thick. Yeah, he's a big fish, man. Beauty. Hold him up. I need a shot of him. Getting ready. There she goes. There's one. No. Looks good. Something hard. There he is. It's big, big fish. Big fish. Monster walleye. Wow. Get him, get him, get him. One more time. That fish is 14 pounds, boys. Oh, yeah, baby. Wow. Oh, yeah. That's the one we're looking for. Good job. Whoa, that is a pig and a half, man. Wow.
Maybe 33 inches.
I've seen some 13s. That one's 14 for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Maybe
So,
bigger.
yeah.
There's things we know about walleyes, and then from time to time, there's techniques that people just aren't using that really should be used. And I don't care if you're fishing the Columbia River, you're fishing in the Last Mountain Lake right here, or someplace in the classic walleye water in the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Look at this fish, man.
Look at that.